Hey there guys. So I didn't plan on making a video on this, but considering there's barely anything going on in the boxing world, I thought I may as well. So obviously everyone knows that Conor Benn failed a drug test, and now his fight with Eubank is off. So I wanted to see the fight go ahead, because I do not care about drug tests. And obviously Conor Benn only failed, I think it was in one sample and the other one was clean, so it's not exact. Even if you do care about drug tests, it's not exactly conclusive evidence. So the reason I don't care about drug tests is because you'd be naive to believe that fighters don't take every advantage that they can. Obviously, pros at the top of their game are going to take anything that gives them an advantage over anyone else. So obviously they're going to take PEDs, and all of them take them. It's not just boxers either. All athletes take PEDs. The guys at the top, of course, they're all on them. Of course, they all want that advantage over the competition. If they can find a new PED that they think can benefit them against the competition, of course they're going to take it. That's just how it is. You just want to be the best in your sport, isn't it? So it's obvious that all of them take them anyway, so I don't care about drug tests. Obviously, a lot of people have been calling for Conor Benn to be banned. For me, that calling for Conor Benn to be banned, I obviously disagree with it. But it sort of exposes the hypocrisy a bit, because if you believe that Conor Benn has been on PEDs since he was on PEDs in the Van Heerden fight, against Chris Algieri, against Adrian Granados. If you believe he's been taking PEDs since the Cedric Payne-Ord fight where he had that war, then you have to put him number one. And if you don't consider him number one welterweight in the world, then that exposes your narrative, because that means that the guys above him are obviously taking PEDs. Obviously, if a guy's taking PEDs, a natural guy's not going to be able to compete with him. And in the welterweight rankings, Conor Benn, compared to the other guys, Conor Benn's not really a bad fighter himself. That's just comparing welterweights. I don't think much of Conor Benn, to be honest, but I think the welterweight division's a bit dead, to be honest. The top guys, Crawford, Spence, Jaron Ennis, whoever, Virgil Ortiz. If you believe they're better than Conor Benn, then they're obviously taking PEDs, because and obviously if you believe Conor Benn's taking them as well, because PEDs give such an advantage. They improve everything to your game. You get more stamina, more powerful. Obviously, things like your bones grow. Obviously, we've seen before with guys that take testosterone, whether it's bodybuilders or whatever, boxers, that their jaws grow. And obviously that probably lets you take a shot better. And it improves everything to your game. So if you do believe that Conor, these guys are obviously on PEDs then, because if they're better than Conor Benn, so all of them are on them, to be honest, and I just don't care about drug tests. I'd rather they be scrapped, because drug tests are weaponized. Obviously we saw with Deontay Wilder, suddenly all of his opponents were failing drug tests. I mean, I think the first one was Alexander Povetkin. Wilder was forced to fight Povetkin in Russia, and obviously he failed a drug test. And then, who was it, Andrei Varshik then? Yeah, Andrei Varshik, he failed a drug test, and then Dylan White failed a drug test. So, I don't think I've ever seen so many opponents fail a drug test in such a short space of time. And obviously that was the WBC's Wilder Protection Program, where they wouldn't let Wilder fight anyone who wasn't a bum. And obviously you have situations like the Tyson Fury situation, when he came out with his controversial comments about gays and Jews and whatever. And then everything started coming out, like in the media and whatever, and he suspiciously failed a drug test. they said it was before his fight with Christian Hammer, as if Tyson Fury was drug tested before facing Christian Hammer. I mean, he was the massive A side, and I mean, how many A sides actually fail drug tests? Barely any. Let's be honest. They barely ever tested, if at all. So, yeah, whether Conor Benn failed a drug test, I don't know, or whether it was like just they didn't want to put the fight on, so they needed an excuse to call it off. Because I do believe Conor Benn was the A side. I believe he was the A side because he's the undefeated prospect, and obviously Eubank has been defeated at world level twice. He's never been able to step up, and I think he's about 33 now. So I don't really believe they ever wanted to put the fight on. If they did, Conor Benn wouldn't have failed a drug test because, as I've said, A sides don't get tested. So that's about all I've got to say on it. I wish they scrapped drug tests. And also, one more thing. I hope to see the same reaction from these shills in boxing, like Tony Bellew. Well, Eddie Hearn's not going to say anything, but like these guys like Tony Bellew who call for drug tests to be banned for life, like arrested. I'm hoping to see them call for Conor Benn to be banned for life, because that's all they were talking about when Povetkin was going to fight Joshua, his failed drug test. So I hope in Conor Benn's next fight that we have Tony Bellew going on radio shows saying Conor Benn should be banned for life, but obviously Conor Benn's not, his name's not Sergey, and he's not from Russia, so it's okay when he fails. But yeah, that's enough rambling, so thanks for watching guys, and God bless.